Part 2 Episode 168. Bay-En Minor Planets. They were a group of heavenly bodies that revolved about a star. A total of 209 little planets, with the smallest having a diameter of 1.2 kilometers, and the largest at 898 kilometers. The Yunmo planet ship was flying amidst the planets. Searching through each of the planets, all of them have all been modified. Barbata's piercing voice resounded throughout the control room. They all contain many technological weapons. The entire area can be called an automaton fortress. Even the Kui Lang royal family's fleet would be destroyed. Cautious indeed. Luo Feng gazed at the distant planets. Would he have been able to get to this level if he wasn't this cautious? Dylan smiled. I have a feeling this time won't be as easy as your past 17. Ah? Luo Feng frowned. The Yunmo planet ship continued to fly and search through the planets. Signs of life detected, Barbata said. On the 82nd little planet amongst the minor planets. Then let's go. Luo Feng's eyes gleamed as he ordered. That particular planet was ranked third in size amongst the rest. It looked very normal from the surface, however as the ship drew close, the entire planet suddenly shook. Rumble. 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 3 beams of light suddenly shot into space towards the ship. The ship maneuvered quickly to dodge, however it was brushed by one of the beams. The surface energy barrier rippled slightly without any damage. Rumble. The ship too shot out a beam of light, and it struck the distant little planet. Rumble. The little planet, with a diameter exceeding 600 kilometers, instantly exploded. Countless fragments flew in all directions, revealing a dark purple blade-like ship. E9 grade ship. Luo Feng laughed, ordering, Barbata, ram it. Yes. Barbata replied happily. The Yunmo planet ship immediately accelerated. The triangular ship became a blood-colored beam of light rushing towards the other ship. Whether it was material, energy system, or the overall motors etc. within, after the virtual universe company's upgrading, his ship far exceeded that of his enemy. Rumble. Rumble. The purple ship seemed to panic, as it shot out 2 beams of light, before immediately trying to flee. However, in terms of acceleration, the E9 alloy ship was like a tractor racing a Ferrari compared to the Yunmo planet ship. As fast as lightning, and definitely impossible to dodge. The Yunmo planet ship instantly crashed into the purple ship. With its extremely sharp and piercing sides reinforced by the engravings, it was much more terrifying than when it was piloted by Hu Yangbo back then. It was almost like a sharp blade slicing through wood. With a brush, it began to slice through the purple ship easily. The purple ship was sliced clean in two. The alloys warped as it got sliced. The energy system began to send out huge amounts of light. Who are you two? A silhouette flew out from the damaged ship, floating amidst the remains. He stared at the Yunmo planet ship. Hua. The cabin door of the Yunmo planet ship opened. Luo Feng and Dylan flew out. The two of them stood in space and looked at the man before them. This man was skinny. His eyes were like a wild wolf, filled with a sense of apprehension. However, after he saw Luo Feng and Dylan appear, it instantly turned to despair. Undying, an undying actually came to capture me. Pan Shi was filled with despair, after which he seemed unwilling to give up. Staring at the two of them, I don't think I've ever offended you two, and my presence here in the Bay-En minor planets is an absolute secret. How did you two know? And what grudge do we have between us? Absolute secret. Luo Feng laughed. Against the virtual universe company, what absolute secret could there be? Simply checking his space coordinates from wherever he connected to the virtual universe allowed them to determine his position. Pan Shi, I'm here on the virtual universe company's orders to judge your flame wind organization. Luo Feng said fiercely. Since he used his spirit energy as the medium, his voice resounded through the silent space. The other 17 executives are all dead, you are the only one left. Virtual universe company. Pan Shi stared wide-eyed with fear. My God. When he saw the two earlier, he still had some thoughts of fleeing. He was simply acting like he had given up. However, upon hearing the name of the virtual universe company, he felt completely helpless. That was a leviathan that had the universe countries all in submission. No wonder I didn't even get any news of my 17 executives being killed. So, it's the virtual universe company that arranged this. She stared at the two of them. Mocking, the powerful virtual universe company, when did it bother itself with a small figure like me and specially send people to deal with me? Cut the crap. Luo Feng said coldly, the true leader of the Flame Wind organization is you. You have the biggest responsibility on everything it does. I now sentence you to death. I'll personally execute it. Personally? Domain Lord level punk. Are you saying you'll personally kill me, or saying that the Undying beside you will stop my movements and make me unable to defend before you make your move? She laughed coldly. He had originally thought of using the Seventh Prince as his trump card. However, after hearing the name of the virtual universe company, he knew he had to fight for his life. I'll personally make my move alone. Luo Feng stared at him. The Undying will definitely not intervene. Shi's eyes gleamed. Die. Immediately, countless gold lights shot out from the dark golden long rod on Luo Feng's back. They covered the area instantly. Endless blade energy interweaved and engulfed the 100-kilometer area about them, powerful spirit energy controlling them. This blade world pressure was no weaker than a true Sector Lord's world projection. Simultaneously, Luo Feng wielded the blood shadow blade and became a blur, rushing at Shi. Good, what an idiot, wanting to do close combat with me. My chance has come. As long as I can capture this arrogant punk alive, using him against the Undying, I have a chance of fleeing. Shi's eyes gleamed coldly, unleashing his world projection. Rumble. The blade world and the world projection clashed. 7 illusionary blades, burial. Luo Feng immediately unleashed his strongest move of the blade techniques, infusing the presence of the sky-tearing claw into his move. Rumble. Rumble. The both of them used blades, and as the two worlds clashed, their blades collided as well. Rumble, a formless invincible energy transmitted over. Luo Feng couldn't withstand it. His right hand knocked back so hard that it shattered, his bones shattered and the blood shadow blade was knocked far away. Simultaneously, the mysterious soldier armor and the cloud contact vine on the surface of his skin immediately stopped the rest of the attack. Luo Feng was knocked away. Ha ha, you think you can flee? Shi's face was malevolent. He waved his arm fiercely. Countless colorful vines shot out from his arm, instantly covering the surrounding area in all sorts of vines. The sturdy vines shot straight at Luo Feng, wanting to wrap him within. Sector Lord Level 9 Metal Vine. Luo Feng's expression changed. Metal Vine. A very normal plant life form. If one said that the cloud contact vine was a rare existence among the plant life, then this metal vine was considered staple goods and low cost. Same level and grade, but its power was much weaker than the other plant life forms. At most, it was comparable, or a little better than a similar leveled human. Normally, reaching star level 9 was their limit. It was rare for them to reach universe level. To nurture them till domain lord level, that was purely luck. And for it to reach sector lord level 9, this was a miracle. Dylan frowned in the distance. Cloud contact vine. Luo Feng, who was seriously injured, gazed at the countless vines rushing over, immediately roaring. Vines immediately shot out from his shoulders and waist, a total of 216 vines. Every one of them grew extremely long instantly. Each vine was sturdy and thick with many leaves. They instantly attacked the metal vine. Sector Lord Level 6 Cloud Contact Vine against a Sector Lord Level 9 Metal Vine. The metal vine was cheap. The Cloud Contact Vine was rare, and to nurture it to such a high level of 216 vines, even at Sector Lord Level 6, it could still easily kill a normal human Sector Lord Level 6. Hua hua. The vines clashed and attacked each other within tens of kilometers in space. Without a doubt, the Cloud Contact Vine had the advantage. Humph. In the distance, protected within the core of the metal vine, Shi's eyes gleamed. He immediately pointed his left hand at Luo Feng. Blood-red leaves began to shoot out. In an instant, the area around where the two vines were battling was wrapped in red leaves. Blood-red flowers began to bloom throughout, every one of them with a diameter exceeding 1 kilometer, within one could even faintly see black cold teeth. Sector Lord Level 9 Sholuo Flower. If one said the metal vine was staple goods and cheap, belonging to the lower class of plants, then this Sholuo flower was one that was comparable to the cloud contact vine. The cloud contact vine was known for its swallowing and cell regeneration. As for the Sholuo, it was a special plant that enjoyed swallowing blood of other life forms. It was known for its attack and swallowing strength. Sholuo flower, if distinguished by Earth standards, could be considered to be a man-eating plant. Sector Lord Level 9 Sholuo Flower. Luo Feng's expression changed. How did he nurture two Sector Lord Level 9 plants? The Sholuo flower's ear-piercing noise resounded from its flowers. The many bright-colored flowers instantly rushed towards Luo Feng, the huge flowers and their mouths crackled as it crunched its teeth, saliva drooling from within. Nurturing a plant life form was a very extravagant thing to do, like nurturing the cloud contact vine to Sector Lord Level 9. Even if one scrimped on it, it would still require 10,000 to 20,000 mixed elements, and for one as high a level as Luo Feng's the cost could reach up to 100,000 mixed elements. 100,000 mixed elements, just how much was that? An undying general's average wealth was only about 10,000 mixed elements. A human Sector Lord warrior's average wealth was only at 10 mixed elements. It may seem like the Flame Wind organization was huge, owning so many slave planets. However, one had to know that one galaxy was usually not even worth one mixed element. Even the entire Black Dragon Mountain star field was worth only about 300,000 to 1 million mixed elements. Luo Feng's expense on the cloud contact vine alone was worth the entire star field. One could only imagine the costs. Without proper funding, it was best not to mess with the plant life forms. The more normal a plant life form was, like the metal vine, with its limited capabilities, as a universe level 9 metal vines was already rarely seen. For them to actually break through to Domain Lord or Sector Lord, the costs would be even more than that of the cloud contact vine evolving. Metal vine reaching Sector Lord level 9. The costs must have been extreme. Sholuo flower reaching Sector Lord level 9. Obviously this was also a high-leveled Sholuo flower. Nurturing the two must have cost over 100,000 mixed elements. Even a normal Undying wouldn't be able to have such wealth. He is just the boss of the Flame Wind organization. For his wealth to reach tens of mixed elements alone should be considered not bad. How did he nurture two plant life forms? Luo Feng was shocked. And from the Virtual Universe Company's information back then, She relied on the metal vine to take over the slave planet. However, back then, it was only at Star Traveler level 9, who'd expect it to be Sector Lord level 9 now. Sholuo, capture him. She communicated mentally while controlling the Sector Lord level 9 Sholuo flower. He had acquired the metal vine by chance when he was young. It was the crutch that changed his fate. The Sholuo flower was something he bought when he grew to power. He nurtured it from young and was his strongest trump card. As he had remained low profile all this while, even though he had used it several times before, he always killed off all his enemies. Hence, the fact that he had a metal vine and Sholuo flower both at Sector Lord level 9 had been a secret, even the Virtual Universe Company's information system couldn't know. No matter what, the Virtual Universe Company couldn't reach the level of all-knowing. Just like how when Luo Feng chased down the 100 and 200 million targets back then, with a few managing to hide in some desolate planets. Luo Feng was unable to locate them in the end. The many bright-colored flowers of the Sholuo flower were as fast as lightning. In less than 0.001 seconds, they had passed over tens of kilometers, and were wrapping around Luo Feng. Luo Feng dodged as quickly as he could, staring at the devil-like flowers, simultaneously shouting mentally to Barbata, Barbata. Quickly. Coming. Rumble. The Yunmo planet ship that had been floating beside Dylan fiercely accelerated, the blood-colored triangular ship. Its sides alone were sharp enough to easily slice through a planet. Even against asteroids, its speed would hardly be affected. F9 grade metal engravings support by the Virtual Universe Company. How powerful was that? Almost like a blade cutting through grass, as the ship flew at the Sholuo flowers, they instantly spread open. The fully bloomed flowers were incredibly huge, easily swallowing up the entire Yunmo planet ship. Its dense sharp teeth bit down. However, after a while, it exploded open, as the ship had cut right through the flower while its speed was hardly even affected at all. At 290,000 kilometers per second, its terrifying speed pierced right through, slashing through the plants. As it brushed past, the Sholuo flowers were instantly sliced apart. It let out all sorts of howls and the powerful ripples of noise resounded within space. One could visibly see these noise ripples warping the space about. The Sholuo flower tried to dodge, however, with its huge size, and the cloud contact vine wrapping about it, how could it? The metal vine wanted to dodge too, however, it was deeply entangled by the cloud contact vine. The Yunmo planet ship arced and slashed through large amounts of vines, heading towards Pan Shi. How can this? Pan Shi stared wide-eyed, almost in disbelief at the powerful ship. The metal vine wrapped about him tightly and tugged him strongly, allowing him to dodge the slice of the ship. Barbata, continue. Luo Feng's eyes gleamed in space. Ha ha, understood. Barbata continued to control the entire ship to rush Pan Shi down. This triggered a feeling of nostalgia for him, almost like when he had followed Hu Yangbo back then. However, compared to then, the ship now was much more powerful. While its slicing abilities were already astounding back then, slashing through asteroids like tofu, it was even stronger now after the Virtual Universe Company had upgraded it. Its defenses were so powerful even an Emperor-level Undying would have to work really hard to break through. Normal Undyings wouldn't even dare get close to it. Naturally, Undyings had great dodging speeds. Actually, even Sector Lords could dodge very well, at least much faster than a ship's dodging ability. Big trouble, his cloud contact vine is actually stronger than my metal vine, and the cloud contact vine is huge and extremely sturdy. Even if it cannot win against my Sholuo flower, it can still hold it in place. The moment it's restrained, both the metal vine and Sholuo flower became targets. Pan Shi's expression changed. The Yunmo planet ship flashed past like lightning time and again. Its sides acted like a huge axe slashing through, as large amounts of vines were chopped off. Large amounts of flowers were chopped off, with the cloud contact vine restraining them. The two plants were completely demolished. Ha ha. Barbata's piercing cackling laughter resounded throughout the control room of the Yunmo planet ship. After being sliced through many times, the two plant life forms were heavily damaged and their strengths greatly diminished. After all, they were both not reputable for their cell regeneration. Rumble. 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 The automaton ship was summoned out by Luo Feng too. The two ships together fiercely attacked and fired off at the plants, finishing off the already weakened Sholuo flower and metal vine. With Barbata's precise calculations, the attacks mostly all landed on these two plants, hardly ever hitting the cloud contact vine. Even if it was hit, while the cloud contact vine's offense wasn't as strong as the Sholuo flower, its regeneration was much stronger. After a flurry of attacks, especially with the automaton ship as the main force, with a force akin to a full Undying's attack, the Sholuo flower and the metal vine were blasted into nothing, along with Pan Shi within. Over. It's ended. Luo Feng stood in space and smiled at the scene, simultaneously closing off the synchronized broadcast with the Virtual Universe Network. Mission complete. Where? Barbata and his subsidiary AI controlled both ships and flew towards Luo Feng. Luo Feng, that was too thrilling. I haven't felt like this in a very long time. This Yunmo planet ship is seriously overpowered. Its acceleration, and instantaneous direction change, is over 80% stronger than before. Along with the engravings on it, its slicing power is seriously absurd. Slicing through the Sholuo flower and metal vine was too easy. Luo Feng smiled, communicating mentally. Upgrading the Yunmo planet ship cost me hundreds of thousands of mixed elements. And this is with my Primal Region member discount. Do you think their upgrade would be a joke? Luo Feng flew forward while communicating mentally with Barbata. After Pan Shi's death, his internal world crumbled and large amounts of items floated about. Scanning with his spirit energy, Luo Feng didn't discover any special items. However, he still kept everything within his world ring. Due to him having 2 Sector Lord level 9 plants, Luo Feng felt that Pan Shi should have some secret. Dylan, mission complete, let's go. Luo Feng said. Using 2 ships and the cloud contact vine, your power was pretty strong. Dylan smiled. When your cloud contact vine reaches Sector Lord level 9, with its regenerative abilities and sturdiness, normal Sector Lords would find it hard to free themselves from it. First, you constrain them and then use the Yunmo planet ship to slice through them, hee hee. Luo Feng laughed too. The Yunmo planet ship floated in space and opened its cabin doors. Luo Feng, please enter the ship. Barbata's voice was passionate as it resounded within the entrance. Ha ha. Luo Feng and Dylan laughed and flew in. After entering the ship, Luo Feng finally checked his extravagant buy, the world ring with a diameter of over 100 million kilometer, the one he bought back then in Wulong Starfield. The reason why a Sector Lord's internal world was small was because their main core couldn't withstand it. And as one could use valuable materials to create the world rings, they weren't limited to the main core, hence they could create huge worlds. Within the world ring, a vast land over 100 million kilometer, with the continent as the main centerpiece, the endless continent had rocks, mud etc. Of which a piece of mud was the Mosha clansman. The piece of mud became a black energy flow and with a warp, it became a black-clothed Luo Feng. When Luo Feng was attacked back then in Wulong Starfield, he had pondered hard, as he needed to take the main core with him, hence, he finally thought of a plan. Buying an extra large world ring and letting the Mosha clansman take the main core, changing to a piece of mud and hiding within the endless space. Whether it was the space ring or the world ring, both had to be scanned with spirit, undying or world energy. And the scanning radius depended on the person's abilities. For example, in a world, a weak warrior could scan with his spirit energy several hundreds of kilometer, while the strong could scan hundreds of thousands of kilometer. It all depended on their strength. Only 2 places allowed for easy limitless scanning. One was an internal world. The second was the God country. Scanning one's own internal world, with a thought, one could easily scan the entire area. Scanning one's God country, it was similar to the internal world. And the world ring was an independent world. Even if Luo Feng entered this world, he'd have to rely on his spirit energy to scan it well. A world with a diameter of 100 million kilometer. The bigger the world, the higher the gravity. The higher the gravity, the smaller the scanning radius. If I encounter an enemy I cannot defeat, and the Earth body is killed, I'll pretend like I was killed. Even if they acquire the world ring and scan it properly. With such terrifying gravity, and the same level of strength, they'd probably only be able to search 1-10,000 the area compared to the area on Earth. Luo Feng thought, 100 million kilometer in diameter, only a knight would be able to search through it all. And such a rough scan wouldn't be able to detect the Mosha clansman's transformation. Only through deep scanning of every stone, every grain of sand, a world with a length and width of 100 million kilometer, to carefully scan through everything, it wouldn't be easy at all. As long as they didn't know my secret beforehand, who'd know I'd be hidden within? Changing into a piece of mud within such a large world. Who'd expect it? Who would be able to find him? Let's see just what Pan Shi had. I feel that he should have some secret. Black-clothed Luo Feng looked at the distant flat lands. Large amount of items were placed messily over there. It was all the items he had just collected. Black-clothed Luo Feng stood on the land surrounded by a mess of items. Some were rather valuable. However, how high was Luo Feng's perspective? All of these items added together wouldn't even be worth 20 mixed elements. Seriously? Luo Feng shook his head and scanned 3 items. 2 space rings and 1 world ring. There might be something in the rings. Black-clothed Luo Feng picked up a world ring and carefully scanned it, but was not able to discover anything. Could it be in the space ring? Or did he really not have any secrets? Luo Feng pondered. He carefully scanned the two space rings. The two rings were small within, one of them with only a diameter of several hundred meters, while the other was even smaller with a diameter of only 100 meters. After searching, he discovered nothing but small items within. Damn. I'll put everything in my internal world and scan them. Luo Feng thought, immediately retrieving all the items in the two space rings and one world ring. After which he placed them in his internal world. In his internal world, he was the dictator. There's really something special after all. I thought it was just large amounts of useless things, and this was just a very normal card. If it weren't in my internal world, it would be extremely hard to find anything special about it. Black-clothed Luo Feng's eyes gleamed, immediately entering the internal world, allowing the main core to revolve about and float about in the world of the world ring. Internal world. Black-clothed Luo Feng stood amidst the large amount of items. In his hand, he held a well-carved silver card. Even though he had checked through Panshi's items in the world ring before, it was impossible for him to detect anything special. However, in his own internal world, he was the king within. Hence, his sensing abilities were much stronger. He immediately detected something different about this silver card. This is actually a card that stores a world within. I didn't even feel it before. What exquisite craftsmanship. Black-clothed Luo Feng exclaimed softly. A thread of his world energy forcefully invaded that silver card. Within it even held a part of Panshi's memories, however without Panshi himself to support it, it was but a memory. It was quickly broken through and Luo Feng left his imprint within. Luo Feng's world energy entered the silver card's world. This was a tiny world with an area of only about 100 kilometers. Other than a flat land and a river in the center of the world with a diameter of about 10 kilometers, there wasn't anything else. The water was ice cold and cold air filled the entire world. What's this? Black-clothed Luo Feng frowned. The entire world, under careful examination, seemed very normal. The continent was normal, but only the river seemed special. However, Luo Feng couldn't recognize it. Barbata. Barbata. Black-clothed Luo Feng's consciousness connected to his own space ring and called out to Barbata. Other than the Earth body itself, which had Barbata in him, the Yunmo planet ship, black-clothed Luo Feng, golden horned beast and the automaton ship all functioned with the AI that Barbata had created. This subsidiary AI could be said to be Barbata's clone. Barbata could control it. It had all of Barbata's stored memories, only it lacked a living quality. It could only be considered the best of AIS. Of course. Normally when Luo Feng was in the Yunmo planet ship, Barbata's main body would enter the ship and take over the control of the ship. Master. The AI said very respectfully. Come scan this. Have you seen a river like this before? With a thought, black-clothed Luo Feng's consciousness entered the world. Cold. Even though he was an energy life form, he still shuddered slightly. This 100 kilometers area world was extremely cold, and the cold air all emanated from the river. Black-clothed Luo Feng suddenly felt a lot more comfortable. His life crystal seemed to have been provided some warmth. Master, I've seen this before. The AI shouted excitedly. Black-clothed Luo Feng asked, what is it? This is Luo Ku holy water. The AI said. Back then, the master had taken part in an auction, of which 1 cubic kilometer of Luo Ku holy water was auctioned. Back then it was stored in a small world bracelet. I even remember its selling price was 8.9 million mixed elements. Black-clothed Luo Feng stared wide-eyed. My God. 8.9 million mixed elements. 1 li kilometer. Pan Shi. Black-clothed Luo Feng turned fiercely and stared hard at the river, carefully scanning the entire area. Its shape wasn't exactly round. Its largest diameter was 16.2 kilometers, and the smallest at 10.3 kilometers. Also, the depth of the river was 3.2 kilometers. With black-clothed Luo Feng's scanning abilities, he instantly measured its entirety accurately. It was also the entire amount of the Luo Ku holy water, 712 cubic kilometer. How much was that? According to the auction price, how much was it worth? 6.337 billion. 6.3 billion mixed elements. Luo Feng was stunned, completely stunned. Was this a treat from heaven? A beggar had suddenly found a gold mountain. A punk from Earth was suddenly informed by the Ganwu Universe County's leader, "You are my long-lost son, I'll give the entire universe country to you." It was this exact feeling. Stunned. 6.3 billion mixed elements, my God, I've really struck it rich. This is truly a huge fortune. Black-clothed Luo Feng roared within. Luo Fu Chi board. Yunmo planet ship. Void flame gold. Purple 100 net leaf. Black-clothed Luo Feng shivered. The wealth from before all added together was only about 10 million mixed elements. This was akin to a normal official level Undying's wealth. Even if the soldier armor he acquired was very expensive, it was not usable by others. The rest of humanity probably couldn't use it. However, this Luo Ku holy water was different. It was something that went through auctions in humanity. 1 Li kilometer, that alone sold for 8.9 million mixed elements. This river of his was worth over 6.3 billion mixed elements. Luo Ku holy water, it's named after a legendary being of humanity, Luo Ku, from an extremely ancient time, when the universe had just been born. The AI explained, back then he discovered this water unexpectedly. He found out that it had extraordinary life energy. It can be used to nurture plant life forms and heal the body. All in all, anything that can absorb life energy can use it. It has many uses, hence its price is also very high. The level of life energy it contains is extremely high, much more powerful than a live fruit. It has a very good effect of undying plant life forms, hence many undyings want to buy it. Black-clothed Luo Feng's eyes gleamed as he nodded, almost like a chicken pecking at rice. Fortune. He had struck it big. A normal official level Undying's wealth was only about 10 million mixed element. Even an official pinnacle probably only had 100 million mixed elements max. 6.3 billion mixed elements, how much was that? That was probably all of an emperor-level Undying's wealth. Of course, for a being like True Yang that was close to becoming a knight, he was much more wealthy than normal emperor-level Undyings. To True Yang and Sky Feather Emperor, they wouldn't even flinch when tossing out treasures worth over millions of mixed elements. Master, the AI said respectfully, your treasures from before are mostly items used by official-level Undyings. This Luo Ku holy water, however, is already the depths of an emperor-level Undying. The depths of an emperor-level Undying. Luo Feng laughed. This was a good comparison. At different levels of strength, the difference was stark. A powerful emperor-level Undying could easily decimate a group of official-level Undyings, and the wealth they could acquire was also shocking. Naturally, they had extreme amounts of wealth. However, even so, many emperor-level Undyings would probably have to take everything they had to buy this river of Luo Ku holy water. Ha ha ha. Black-clothed Luo Feng laughed loudly. Looks like we cannot underestimate normal people at all. Even though Pan Shi was a big slave trader, he seemed normal, and many official-level Undyings wouldn't even give him a second look. Who'd have thought he had Luo Ku holy water? Black-clothed Luo Feng laughed loudly. He sure was cautious. Even the virtual universe company didn't know he had such a thing. The vast universe was extremely mysterious. It had countless life forms. Those with such encounters were definitely plenty. If Luo Feng could have such things, others naturally did too. Pan Shi did have such a miracle. Actually, he himself didn't know that this was Luo Ku holy water. However, as he used it to nurture his metal vine, he was shocked to discover that it helped it evolve too easily. It evolved at an alarming rate, finally stopping only at Sector Lord level 9. And the amount of Luo Ku holy water he used on the metal vine was but a small portion of it. After which he used it to nurture the even more powerful Sholuo flower, easily making it reach Sector Lord level 9. He immediately understood. This Luo Ku holy water was a treasure. It took tens of thousands of mixed elements for a Luo flower to reach Sector Lord level 9. However, he simply used a small bit of the Luo Ku holy water and it did the trick. How much would the entire river be worth? Thinking of such a huge sum, he naturally felt fearful. He was clear that if he revealed just a little of it, the powerful Undyings, even the Ganwu universe country leader may act on him. He was fearful. Hence he hid it well and remained low profile. He kept it as his true trump card when he evolved. He also occasionally sipping some as he trained, speeding his training up. Hence even without a teacher, he was still able to break through to Sector Lord level. This was the miraculous use of the Luo Ku holy water. There are many miraculous encounters in the universe. And the treasures are different in levels too. When I acquired the Yunmo planet ship, the Luo Fuchi board, the purple 100 net leaf etc., they were all official level Undying treasures. And now this is truly a top-class Emperor level Undying treasure. Black-clothed Luo Feng's eyes gleamed, 6.3 billion mixed elements, billions. He couldn't help but get more excited as he thought about it. Within the Yunmo planet ship, Luo Feng sat in his resting room. He couldn't help but smile excitedly. I've struck it rich. When I got lucky before, it was mostly in training. Like getting the beast god statue etc., these were all treasures I worked hard to get. And this is truly good luck, almost like a treat from the heavens. My God, I never expected to have such a day. Ha ha. Luo Feng was extremely pleased and carefree. How carefree? With this river of Luo Ku holy water, I will have deeper pockets. I've been spending so much without earning anything. Sooner or later I'd be left with nothing. Luo Feng smiled. Now however, with this river. Cloud contact vine. With a thought, he immediately placed the cloud contact vine within the world ring. After which he kept the vine within his internal world. After that, he placed it within the little world's Luo Ku holy water river. World within another world. With this river, it'll be very easy for the cloud contact vine to reach Sector Lord level 9. Luo Feng thought. However it won't be that easy to break through to Undying. Otherwise, after so many years, Panshi's metal vine and Luo flower would long have broken through to Undying. However, with the help of this holy water, it'll probably help the cloud contact vine's chances a lot more in breaking through. Luo Feng was extremely elated. Luo Feng, Luo Feng. Barbata shouted, there's mail. Mail. Luo Feng was stunned. Looks like there was an outcome from the completion of the first level of the highest point mission. This video will end here.